What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. Alright guys, doing another showcase. We haven't done these in quite a bit of time. Sagat was the last one, I believe, because he's a brand new character, but I want to go back to some of the OG characters, and this time I want to focus on what could actually end up being a mishap on my end and many other end, and someone who's actually been neglected for quite some time, and I'm actually seeing a lot of value in him, and that is going to be Poison. Okay, so regular OG Poison. This is someone who a lot of people have, including myself, have disregarded as a unit, very much so in the beginning, and I'm starting to see her value a lot more. And with Mad Ryu being noticeably mid at this point in terms of everything he does, there actually may be a case here to make Poison the real damage-dealing AoE unit that Thunder needed all this time and no one just really used. So I'm going to go ahead and go over Poison and everything that Poison is about. And then we're going to actually do a showcase on what Poison is and what Poison can do for you. Now, if you missed out on the interrupt video, go back and take a look on it. Poison actually has the ability to stop combos, like causing an interrupt, essentially. And she actually does do pretty damn good AoE damage with all of her skills. So let's talk about Poison. Thunder faction, tech unit, also an attack class, and a fighting style savage. Now the attack class is very important here because the attack class in the fighting heart is one of the top fighting heart buffs that you can get, so she falls under that category as well, making her very, very powerful for that reason alone, right? So let's start off with the garage real quick. Incorporeal Venom, dealing damage to targets affected by stun, silence, or freeze, has a 35% chance to follow up with electric damage, dealing thunder damage equal to 372 of attack. So really, really good skill here, especially if you pair her with Bizang, or if you pair her with, for example, like herself, someone who can silence, right? Also someone like Dante who can freeze. Also anyone who can stun like Honda, right? Anyone who has an AoE stun essentially works really well. Bison works really well with this here as well too. So more damage every 15 seconds. These intervals happen fairly often, and the damage actually does stack up. So really good for PvE and sometimes even PvP, believe it or not. And then the 6 of 6, which I don't have, also triggers Electric Thunder when attacking an enemy afflicted with grave injury, weaken, and armor break. So essentially any debuff. These ones here are the more important ones, of course, because they happen more often. So armor break with Cammy, with especially with as an assist as a trigger skill, or weaken with Bison or even Mad Ryu, etc. inside towers, right? So very, very important to get that maxed out. You want the 6 of 6 cards in order to deal as much damage as possible from this extra Incorporeal Venom, which can happen on any debuff. So really, really cool there. Skills. Talk about passives. So plus 15% crit damage when attacking male fighters, plus 15% pressure, 30% crit damage when attacking male fighters, 30% pressure, and then lastly, you'll get the plus 35 crit damage when attacking male fighters. Unlocks condition is a 3-star Toxic Love. Just so you guys can see, I only have 2-star, so one more star and I'll be able to get that plus 35% to male fighters, making her kill the Wiener Fest pretty quickly. Alright, going over to the super. Launch a crescent-shaped projectile that penetrates 2 enemies for a heavy hit, dealing thunder damage equal to 212 of attack to each enemy. Also 100% base chance to inflict shock, so really good with T-Cammy as well. Increases damage to 233% of attack with a 30% base chance to silence. So that silence this is where it really matters, right? That silence is what actually ends up stopping the combos from happening, and I'll show you guys that if we can go into a fight and do that. This skill now penetrates all enemies. It hits everybody rather than just 2 enemies, so important to get it to skill 3. You will as you level up, of course. And then there's what Shock and Silence does. Silence cannot use skills proactively. Shock just does extra thunder damage equal to 10% of attack. It stacks up to 10 times, and it stays there for 6 seconds. So very, very powerful, an amazing interrupt tool. You actually want to use this more than anything else in the Thunder faction tower, okay? So this one here, which is her C2, strikes the nearest enemy 3 times, dealing Electrified Whip, deals thunder damage equal to 300% of attack, then unleashes a crescent wave that hits multiple enemies for thunder damage equal to 106%, reducing their speed by 20 for 8 seconds. Actually really good for PvP because it actually reduces your enemy's speed, giving you the opportunity to come back in and hit stronger and faster with your own super combo the next turn, right? So increases penetrating attack to 192 of attack, and the speed is reduced to 30, so even crazier, and then 50% boost to damage resist rate and 10% boost to crit rate during skill use. So she'll survive a little bit more and hit a little harder with the boost there. So really good C2 as well, and a lot of C2s obviously, like there's Fashion Blancas, there's Bizangs, there's Akuma, so there's a lot of really powerful C2s, but in Thunder Tower specifically, this is actually the C2 you probably want to use, to be quite frank. And then her C3. Strike the nearest enemy 5 times, dealing thunder damage equal to 850%. There's also 100% chance to shock, increases damage to 978%, and each of the first 4 strikes has a 25% chance to shock again, so you get an extra shock in there. The C3 slot, not as good, I find. The C2 slot is much better for her, in my opinion. C3 slot is going to be safe for a lot of harder hitting units, but if she is your hardest hitting unit, then you definitely want to use her super and her C3 over her C2. Alright guys, so there are her skills. Let's go to her fighting spirit here. Sorry, real quick bonds. Bison, Mayor Cody, and Charming Dudley. And then going over to her FS, you only really need up to 20 here. 30 is a super big bonus, but the way this changes, it goes to upper management. The first strike of Thunder Whip creates an additional electrical loop, dealing thunder damage equal to 91% of attack to multiple enemies within the range. The assist skill ends up becoming whoever she's assisting. The assisted fighter deals damage to enemies with shock. They fire a crescent wave that hits enemies for damage equal to 80% of attack, and 15% base chance to silence, triggers every 10 seconds. So actually decent for T Cammy or anyone else who does shock damage, okay? Or anyone who attacks somebody with shock damage. Electric Loop has a 40% base chance to inflict 1 additional shock, and then Electric Loop has a 25% chance to inflict silence for 3 seconds. So an additional silence being thrown in there. Okay, so you only need to get 20. The 30 is a bonus. The Final Blow also creates an additional electrical loop, so just a secondary loop there to do more damage, more silences. So obviously really, really good if you plan to main her, but I don't think it's really a necessity. All right, so let's actually go in here and show you guys a battle. Let me find something that I can... Oh, perfect. Thunder Tower. Let's see if we can do well in Thunder Tower. You can see here we're fighting another poison. I just want to show you guys the silence, which I already have done actually in the last video that I put out, which is the intro video. Sorry, wrong person here. Where is she? Thunder damage. There she is. Put her in there. Put Elena back here. Give Makoto this. Honda there. Okay, so we're going to do this combo here, okay? Going to do that. We'll do her C2. We'll do Ryu C3. Let me make sure everything makes sense here. Perfect. Okay, let's give this a try. And I'm going to go times 1. I'm going to try to show you guys the silence. That's the most important thing. Also the electric loop that you'll see, okay? So here. There's the bullet wall. You guys can see that. Now, my Honda's going to eat their bullet wall quick. But I'm going to wait for them to do their combo first so I can actually silence. So look. We're both doing it, right? There's a silence right there. Look, if Abel goes next, the combo stops. See that? Combo did not go any further. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but the combo instantly stopped there. So I'll do it again, just so you guys can kind of see again how it goes. Okay, so let's go again. Okay, so there you go. You guys see it there. It's happening, right? And do another bullet wall, just so we have another one up. But you can see here, look, it's stopping everything from going through with bullet wall. I'm doing stuns, I'm doing silences, I'm stopping their combos from happening. Decent damage is actually going through as well here. So again, same thing. Okay, do this. And then do another bullet wall here. And there's another interrupt. See, Abel's almost dead. Let's just go ahead and kill him off. And then we'll do this, and we'll do another bullet wall here, okay? Just to protect ourselves. You can see here, she's actually doing quite a bit of impact to the team, right? So they're going to try to do a combo here. It's going to, if I can silence somebody, it would stop the combo. Okay? I'm not going to try to finish the battle here. I could have done it if I went faster, obviously. But you can see here, in terms of like utility, she's actually really, really good. Right? That has a little bit of a range in it. But there you go. That's what I want to show you guys. Just the silence abilities and the ability to pretty much take out a whole team on her own. With her and E Honda paired together, it makes it really easy to finish off fights, okay? So she is going to actually end up being your main use. So let's do that again. We're going to go times 4 just so you guys can kind of see. I'm going to auto it, sorry. I have to do times 4. I'm going to just speed it up here a little bit so you guys can kind of see the full impact here that she has, okay? So here we go. Hopefully Abel gets stunned. If he doesn't, that's okay. You can see here this time nobody got silenced, so obviously a different impact. So let's go back again. Let's do it again. So you want to get that silence in. Without that silence, it becomes hard, and that's kind of where the RNG for her lands, right? If without that silence, it becomes a lot more hard. It becomes a lot more difficult for her to show her viability. So it's gonna see like there's a silence there, but again, didn't land all the way. Let's do it again. Hey, did we get anybody on silence? We did that time. I think we got poison only. There we go. Okay, so we'll do it again. So time it. We get anybody that time? I don't think we did. So we'll do it a little quicker. Kill off Abel quick. There we go. So hopefully we got a silence in again. There we go. See the damage? She's just pouring through now. See? And normally you would struggle with this with Mad Ryu. Like, Mad Ryu would not be able to show you the same impact that she does. So absolutely a powerhouse unit. I put her too low in the tier list. In the tier list now, she's going to be skyrocketing up there. So definitely put some effort into Poison as your new main DPS and main interrupt for your faction towers, specifically for Thunder faction, obviously. And also just all around an incredibly good character. So my bad for missing out on her, but now that I know, I'm going to be building her even better, putting a little more effort into her gear and using her more often in other teams. So there you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys in the next one.